A slurring and extraordinarily disheveled-looking Donald Trump spoke to the National Republican Congressional Committee dinner. Trump telling obvious lies about how everyone's so afraid of him because of the tariffs. They're coming to him with tears in their eyes and, quote, kissing his ass, almost out of energy, completely slowed down. This is a sad state of affairs. Take a listen to this.
In the history of our country. And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything.
Sir.
I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate.
None of this appears to be true. There is no evidence whatsoever that countries are now cowering to Trump and kissing his ass, and Trump seemingly less and less energized as the speech went on, and saying that China will now be paying tariffs to the United States Treasury. Of course, China doesn't pay the tariffs, American importers do. Wow.
China will now pay a big number to our treasury.
A big number.
This is all taxes, and don't let them keep telling you that this is a tax on our people. I hate that. They say it's a tax. No, often much of it is paid. And hey, look what happened during my first term.
Totally disoriented, distracted, and then distracted from the distraction, mispronouncing, slurring, but most meaningfully, he still doesn't know how the tariffs work. He doesn't seem to acknowledge that companies all over the US are saying, here's how much more we're going to have to pay for the stuff we need to buy for our product, and then here's how much more we're going to have to sell the finished product for. He can lie and lie and lie. But the business owners are going to start getting the bills from the Chinese distributors, and it's not going to be a good situation. Trump strangely claiming that states are agents of the federal government.
For it, I think it's something that you should work on. You should go out and put a bill in demanding. You demand, because the states are just an agent of the federal government, of you. You're to demand paper ballots. You're to demand one-day elections. You know what they do when it's longer than one day? All of a sudden, well, we're fixing the room up. Move.
It's funny how the guy who screams the loudest about being all about the Constitution can get something about the Constitution so wrong. We have federalism in this country. Like it or not, we have it. The U.S. Constitution creates a federal system of government where sovereignty is shared between the federal government and the states. The states are not in any way agents of the federal government. You couldn't be more wrong about the relationship between the federal government and states. And of course, Trump is. Now, this doesn't sound very, very good. Trump says we're going to start tariffing pharmaceuticals soon. What do you think that's going to do to drug prices?
But we're going to tariff our pharmaceuticals. And once we do that, they're going to come rushing back into our country because we're the big market. The advantage we have over everybody is that we're the big market. So we're going to be announcing very shortly a major tariff on pharmaceuticals. And when they hear that, they will leave China, they will leave other places because they have to sell. Most of their product is sold here.
Who's going to explain this one to Nana and Nana and Babchi and Zayda at the pharmacy? Who is going to explain that? Because that sounds very, very bad. About 2/3 of brand name drugs and 4/5 of generic drugs are manufactured outside the United States. I'm not saying that's good. I'd love to manufacture them domestically. That will take years. So when you put tariffs on pharmaceuticals, we are going to see people pay more for prescription drugs. Biden's priority was let's have people pay less. Trump is now gleefully saying we are going to make people pay more. Trump then bragging about the 104% tariff that he has placed on China.
And people are paying tariffs. Countries are paying tariffs. Right now, China's paying a 104% tariff. Think
Listen to people clap.
of it, 104%.
They don't even know what they're clapping for.
Now, it sounds ridiculous, but they charged us for many items 100%, 125%. Many countries have. They've ripped us off left and right. But now it's our turn to do the ripping. That's okay. We're going to make our country even steals.
We're going to now rip other people off. You know, I think that the experiment of letting the least qualified person in the country run the federal government isn't working again. It's not working for a second time. And then finally, Trump wrapping up very strangely. These were supposed to be just dinner remarks. Trump spoke for nearly 2 hours. 2 hours of slurring and talking super slowly. Here is a completely de-energized Trump wrapping up this bizarre rant.
And we go back to 2016. It was brilliant. Then they stole it from us by illegally rigging the election. And we did great in that election. But we had to write it off, and we all went through hell. I went through hell in particular. Indictments. What we had to go through is hard to believe.
This is not slowed down, by the way. This is the speed at which this was delivered.
Impeachments, 2 impeachments over nothing, over a phone call that was perfect. They knew it was perfect. And they found out after they realized that the calls were essentially taped by the government, because you were talking to a foreign leader. And when that was played back, they didn't know what the hell to do. But they went forward with it anyway, because they're sick people. The American dream will come roaring back in our country. Together, we're going to make America greater than it's ever been before. And I just want to thank you and congratulations on your record evening. And I'm with you all the way. And I'm going to be campaigning with you. And we're going to win, win, win.
All right, so Trump speaking nearly 2 hours in what were supposedly simple dinner remarks, making it all about himself, his genius, his victimhood, and then saying, thank you very much and congratulations. He's running out of energy, and he is desperate to find a way to be seen as the winner with these tariffs, but he's making us the losers, and that's a tragedy. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. It's free. And remember also to get on my Substack mailing list. If they shut us down, the only way I'll be able to reach out is through our newsletter, because it's the only place we own our data. Go to davidpakman.substack.com or just email info@davidpakman.com and say, David, please put me on that newsletter. We've covered on the show extensively how more and more people are stepping away from organized religion. For some, it's just the realization, I don't have to participate in that. And all of a sudden, we have seen a serious shift. But not everybody is okay with that shift. Christian nationalism is on the rise. They are working overtime to put their beliefs into the law, into our schools, even into our personal lives. It's sort of like, hey, I respect your right to believe whatever you want, but just don't make me live by it. And that is where the Freedom from Religion Foundation comes in. Our sponsor, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, fights to keep church and state separate. This is what the founders intended. So whether you've always been secular or you've left religion behind, or you have beliefs that you don't think should be part of our government, FFRF has your back. Join the David Pakman Show in helping FFRF. Go to ffrf.us/freedom or text David to 511-511 and become a member today.